So, I mean, I'm uploading like 2 videos today because I just feel like it. I want to talk more. Um, just like stuff that's been on my mind. This time I want to talk about like friends. I don't think I've made a video on this actually. Like friends. So, I grew up not having like that many friends, I guess. I mean, I've had like a couple, like, I was friends with like most of my classmates throughout like primary or whatever. But like I feel like ever since I was like in kindergarten, I've always wanted like one best friend or something, like that person, right? But I've never had that. Like the concept of like a best friend forever is quite foreign to me. And I don't think it really makes sense because it's like I don't know, I've never had like a childhood friend or like anything like that. But yeah, kindergarten was fine. I used to argue with like this other girl over this girl who I claimed to be my best friend, even though I don't think we were like that close. But I don't know, like that moment I was like 6, and I was like, oh yeah, this girl right here, she's my best friend, and this other girl would argue with me, and she would be like, no, she's my best friend. So this was like a whole drama thing for some reason. It was so dramatic for no reason. But anyways, then I went to primary school. And I went to 2 different primary schools because then I moved houses when I was like 9. So, like 10 to 12, I was in a different primary school, right? And I had friends, I had friends, but I didn't have like a super close friend or whatever. Then secondary school, and then, 2020, the pandemic hit. I was like 12, I think. And I think that was the first time where I started like sort of like like I wouldn't say I lost friends, but then it was like I didn't really have that many, but it didn't like affect me in any way. Like I was fine being at home watching YouTube. Like I didn't care because everyone was stuck inside, right? So it was fine. And then I went to secondary school. We were still in the whole pandemic thing. I think it was not as bad, but it was still around. So I was like 12 turning 13 now. I was having online classes with a public school, and then I got accepted into boarding school. And in boarding school, it was like not any better either. It was but then again, I was like there for like a month. So like, I don't think many people could really judge me that much on like, how I was. Because I feel like I didn't really like adapt to the whole thing. Because like, it was like a stressful month. Bad friends. Actually, I socialized more like online because like at the actual like school, the boarding school, I made like one friend who had like the same interests as me, and she was like my dorm mate or something. So we talked, and then she introduced me to this other girl, because she also liked the same stuff like we did at the time. So we were like all cringe together. And then when online classes started again, because then I had to like go home for like Eid break or something. And I think there was like this giant like group chat for like the whole year group or something. And then I mean, we weren't allowed to like actually like talk in that, to be honest, but then we did anyways. And then I think in like that group, I think someone sent like a meme, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I know where that's from. And so I became friends with this other girl. So there's like a whole group chat now of like cringe people. And like it was fine for a while, but then I moved out of boarding school and I went overseas for a year. And then when I went there, I had like I didn't have that many friends. And at this time, I was still trying to like keep in contact with like my friends from boarding school because I was like, oh, I promise I'm gonna come back at some point. So it was fine. Like we texted like on Discord. We tried aligning our like time zone schedules and all that because we want to play like like Gartic phone or something like that, or like Roblox, right? So we were friends for a while, but then like while I was overseas, in the UK, which I think is like where most of like my earliest videos took place in, I had like a couple friends there. I was friends with like a group, but then the group split, and it was just like me and these 2 girls, and then me and this one girl. So me and these 2 girls, we were like this trio of like outcasts. I mean, that sounds kind of mean, But like I think that's like what it felt like, you know. But like you know, we were friends. We went to the park together, this and that. Then me and this other girl, we also shared much in common, a bit in common, I guess. But then at the same time, it was like we were really different than each other, and like she's a lot more different now as well. And we're not friends anymore, even though I feel like she's done like a lot at the time. Like she bought me a birthday gift, and I feel like that was the first time someone like really like you know bought me like a you know like a big birthday gift. It was just a stuffed animal, you know. Cause like before this, like in like primary school, like you know they like my friends. I mean, they still did stuff like they did cards and all that. I think I still have them like kept, but they bought me like highlighters, just like basic stuff, and you know it was understandable because we were like kids, you know. So like when she like gave me that, it was like wow, like, I can't believe like you bought me for this. Like oh, we're like the bestest friends, and all that. But I don't know, she was really different from me, honestly. And then I moved out. I went back here, and 2023 was like I don't know. It was like a really bad year. Not super bad, but like I was really lonely. I had like one friend at school, and like even then, even now, I feel like I consider her more like a schoolmate than like a friend. I mean, she is a friend, but like not in like this super close way, you know. And during this time, I feel like I started. Wait, let's take a breather. During this time, I started to like lose more and more of like my friends from the past schools I've been to, both the boarding school and then the school I went to in the UK, right? And you know, I cut people off. Some of them actually, not all, just like a couple people where I felt like you know, like it was like we weren't that close friends. So I think it's just better if we just stop talking. And I mean, that was pretty mean. The more I think about it, so I don't know why I did that. But you know, there's some people I cut off, or like just some people who just stopped talking to me for no reason. Especially in like boarding school, I don't know why. At one point, it was just like, oh, you know, they're busy, right? That's understandable. But then some of them would block me. Some of them would just, I don't know, like they would not reply to me like at all. I would just say hi, literally just say hi. The comment would go okay, and then the next time I said hi, it was like there was just no reply. That just left me on red. And it's so weird because like when I post on my like status on that texting app, they would view it, and then I text hi. I'd be like, oh, like you know, you're around right now. Hi. Left on red, nothing. And I don't know. I don't get it. It's like I don't know what happened because I don't think I said anything honestly. Because like scrolling through like texts, all that I ever said was just you know like hi, how are you, this and that, you know. But then a lot of these people just, I don't know, they just stop talking. I don't know why. I guess maybe it's the same thing with, like, me when I cut people off. So, like, they cut me off as well because they just felt like, oh, yeah, like, there's no point in keeping this thing going anymore because I'm not going to see you. I'm in boarding school right now. You're in a different school. We're not that close. Like, we've met for, like, a couple times. But I still don't get it, you know? And, like, in this school, I have, like, friends. And they're really nice people. But, like, they're so... I don't know, they're a lot nicer than I am, honestly. Like, they tolerate, like, really annoying people in their friend group. That, you know, they don't like, but, like, they're fine with having them around, but, like, I'm not. Because, like, there's really annoying people in my school. But, you know, they're nice, but they're not, like, you know, they don't share anything in common with you. They're not willing to stay up and play Roblox on a call on a weekend. Like, right now, you know, like, I'm sure a lot of people are doing that right now, but they're not into that, you know. And, I don't know, it's like, I'm always constantly trying to, like, socialize, like, make friends outside of school, and I asked my teacher about this, and he was like, you know, go to tuition. And I'm like, you know, I don't know, like, what's the point? I want a friend, because I don't just want to make friends, I want to make friends who, like, get me, you know, and there's not much of that in school, because, like, your, you know, like, your social circle is like really small because like you see all these people like each day. What is going on with my glove? Sorry. Because you see like the same people each day, and it's just like there's not much of a variety, so it's like so hard because like all these people know you. I know all these people, and it's like so awkward to just like approach them and then like then try to get to know them. Like I don't know, it doesn't really work that way anymore. So I try to make friends outside of school. So I go to like I don't know theater camp. or anything silly like that, right? Or like sometimes, I go to bookstores, right? And then I see like cool people and I'm like, oh, I want to try to like compliment them or something, but I don't because I'm too scared to do that. And no one really comes up to me either. But like the one time that did happen was like at a theater camp. There's this girl, she's like a year younger than me. And she sat next to me because we were singing like a circle or something. And she was like, oh, I like your band too. I like that band. And I was like, I don't know, it was like mind blowing because no one's ever said that to me, And we exchanged numbers and then we never spoke again because, I don't know, like she didn't seem like she was that eager. Maybe it was too awkward, But then I felt like by the third convo we've had, which, by the way, there's like a couple month gap between like these two conversations. I literally went like, hey, I don't know if you remember me, but like, like how are you and all that. And after that, it was like, I'm not saying anything anymore. I can't do this. Like, she's not even like trying to reply. And I don't want to push it, I don't want to be like clingy. I don't want to be like, I think we should like go hang out because we met like one time back in like April of 2024. Like, I don't want to push it like that, And I know there's some people who like make online friends and then they meet them IRL, but I feel like I'm too. I don't know. I don't think my parents would really allow that, honestly, because like nowadays you can't even like trust anyone online, even though there's definitely like people out there like me who would be willing to do that. I feel like if it was like a meetup, then my parents would let me. But if it was me meeting like one person, one to one, it's like you don't know what to expect, Because if I was meeting someone from school, then it's like, oh, like I know who that is. It's someone from school. But if it's like someone from online, it's like a lot different. I don't know. Maybe when I'm like a lot older, then it'll be easier with this kind of stuff. Like, you meet online friends. Because I know people who do that, But making friends is so hard. I feel like all the interests I have are like too niche or like weird. But I know there's people out there like me. It's just they're hard to find. And most of the time, like, people like me are like me, they stay at home as well. So it's like I just don't see them. And, like, especially like me, like I'm really into like, alternative and all that. So like when I go out, I don't see people like that very often, but when I do, it's really exciting, honestly, because I'm like, oh my gosh, that person looks so cool. They're wearing this outfit and that. It's like I want to approach them, but I don't. I just freeze, and I feel like I'm about to get an asthma attack because I don't know what to do. So I just don't do anything. And this happened to me the other day. I was at a mall. I was sitting in front of I was sitting on like a bench near like the toilets or something in that mall because I was waiting for my mom. And there's this girl like my age, and she had like My Chemical Romance pins on her bag or something. And I was so close to saying something, but I didn't. I just stayed quiet. And you know what I did? I opened up my compact CD player and I put my Green Day CD in. I closed it and I expected her to say something, but she didn't. I think she pointed at me, cause then like before they like left, like her mom looked back at me, and like she looked at like what I was holding. I guess I don't know. It was bad. I don't know why I did that. I should have said something, but then again, what should I have said? Just like, oh, I like the pins, but I didn't. I just, like I said, I froze, and I will never see that girl again. And it sucks because it's like so rare to see people here, people my age, and like girls especially. Like boys, I can still like be convinced of it because like like boys they have like dads who are in bands and all that. But like girls, it's like a lot harder and stuff, especially if you don't go to like private international schools or like schools in like KL or something. And KL is like if you're not from here, KL is like the city areas, like like rich people live there, that kind of stuff. So it's like I don't know, it's really hard. And like like here we don't really have like Hot Topic or something like that. I can't go in like, but even like nowadays, like Hot Topic is like filled with like anime merchandise and all that awful stuff. It's not even like the original Hot Topic, like emo and all that. And like I think the UK equivalent to that to me is like HMV, but not really. I mean, Hot Topic has like, you know, like all this merchandise as well as like accessories and all that, but then HMV I think focuses more on like physical media, like vinyls, DVDs, and CDs, and sometimes cassettes. Not really. Sometimes they do have it, I think. But you know, this thing they do have in common is like the T-shirt aisle. Like both Hot Topic and HMV have the T-shirt aisle, but here in Malaysia we don't have that. We don't really have that. We have similar-ish stores. I heard in like Berjaya, Times Square, I think there's like stores in there which sell emo-ish clothing, like really outdated stuff, honestly. But like honestly, I would go crazy for that type of clothing because they're like quite cheap as well. But you know, there's also like costume stores which are similar to Hot Topic, but not really. So like for me, my outlet to find like alternative people is just to go to a mall. Like every once in a while, there's like a cool person, like I've seen a goth girl once. I think she was like slightly older than me. I couldn't tell honestly, but I just passed her by, and she's like walking as well, so I didn't like go up to her or anything, because that would be weird. And you know, like I go to like Kinokuniya, which is like a giant bookstore, and I sit, and I like, you know, walk around like the young adult section, like the young adult teen fiction section. I just like walk around there and like I try to spot out like any cool people around here. But then like when I do see cool people, I once again I don't say anything. So I don't know. I guess I just have to accept the fact that I won't find people like me until maybe like uni. I guess university, college, same thing. Because then I'd meet more people, obviously. But then, you know, I can join clubs and all that. Like, there's a lot more variety to it, I guess, in a way. You know, I'll be, like, a lot older, so I can organize my own meetups and all that. So, I don't know. That's my ramble for tonight. That's pretty... not much to talk about. I hope... You know, these days, I've been seeing like a lot of like these YouTubers who just like talk to a camera like popping up recently. I don't know why. I don't think... I mean, I hope the algorithm picks up on this, but I don't think so. I think I'm just saying that because I want like opinions from like more people. Because like, I don't think anyone subscribed to me is actually going to watch this. Because this is pretty boring. I mean, there's got to be like one person who's dedicated to watching this. And they're going to comment, so whatever. I'm really tired. Not really. I sleep late a lot. I've been sleeping at like 12 or 1. I should sleep early. Goodbye.